Hi! Today we're going to be talking about three-dimensional printing, otherwise known as 3D printing, and the future. Well, what is it exactly? 3D printing is a type of additive manufacturing technique. It basically builds things layer by layer. The result is extremely complex geometry within hours and a whole category of things we couldn't make before. Embedded moving parts, custom prosthetics, fabrics, robots, organs and ears, electronic circuits, buildings, and even food, almost. So what does the future mean with this technology? It means that every physical item that surrounds you could one day be printed from one machine. And what does that mean? It means a lot of things, but let's look specifically at consumer goods, products. Meet Alex. Alex is a stunning young gentleman who is currently living his role in society. Alex has a particular love for sharks and has been very lonely lately. He comes up with a brilliant idea to adopt a small plastic shark who has decided he will name Max. Max fits in a box that's about 6 inches by 12 inches by 4 inches, giving him extra room for fin space. He weighs about half a kilogram, a little more than a pound, and for the sake of simplicity is only made out of ABS, which is a type of plastic. There are two ways which Alex can go about finding Max. The first being he gets into a car, or train, or bus, and travels to a store filled with hopes and dreams, such as for his love. And then Alex purchases Max, gets back into his transportation vehicle, and brings the shark home. It seems simple, but Max has done a lot of work to get to the store of Alex's dreams. Suppose Max was born in China. He needs to run around China to go from raw material to product before he's ready to be loved by anyone. Max will probably leave China on a cargo ship, with maybe 500 other Maxes joining him, and together they will travel 2,700 miles just to get to the US, let's say California, where they get sent across the country to separate warehouses. They'll probably take trains, trucks, and maybe from those warehouses they get sent across the country again and brace the road for retail stores where Max will end up on a shiny shelf. This one shark had to travel upwards of 10,000 miles to make it to Max. How else can Max find his way to Alex? Well, Alex could find him on the internet. Suppose there are two options to unite the two. The first option is to order Max. Here, Max's journey is virtually the same. The only difference is that he does not need to travel to a store, but instead gets directly delivered to Alex's house. The second internet option is to print Max. Suppose 3D printing has reached a technologically sophisticated level such that Alex can own and reliably print Max out of ABS. How does the journey change? Well, first, Max isn't born in China anymore, but the ABS is still produced there, so instead of traveling from supplier to supplier, the ABS filament makes its way to Alex's house. Here, Alex decides to press print, and out comes his new best friend. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but think of it this way. Because Max is being made in the comfort of Alex's home, all of that packaging space for Max can be filled with just ABS material. So instead of half a kilogram of material, you get just under 5 kilograms. That's like roughly 10 sharks. Interesting. Well, let's look at something else. If Max is born in China, then he may be CNC machined, which just cuts away material from a block, providing a lot of material waste, or injection molded, which requires a mold but can make thousands extremely quickly. Here, Max needs to be made in quantities of a lot for it to actually make a difference. When Max is born in Alex's living room, he only needs to be made once, and the 3D printer runs as long as it takes to finish printing him. Instead of running 500 Maxes waiting to be loved, there's only one Max who will definitely be showered with Alex's attention. Woohoo! Love. Not only that, but if we remember correctly, 3D printing can make really complex shapes and geometries that other methods deem impossible or extremely expensive. This means that we can design products around a whole different concept other than mass manufacturing. Example pieces include things that are hollow or have extra support structures for more durability. Well, what does this mean for the future of our products? Well, maybe, for once, the demand is equal to the supply, and we can minimize waste. Or, because it's so easy to make everything, we will continue making things, promoting a habit of wasteful consumption for the sake of easy. It's kind of like buying things at IKEA, but it's so cheap. And this probably isn't the best thing ever, so how can we offset that? Well, suppose Alex decides to love Max a little bit too much and accidentally breaks him. What are his options? In the first option, Alex just throws Max away and goes out to buy a new one. This is sad. This leaves Max as an object with a small lifetime. In the second option, Alex takes some time to print a replacement part and fixes Max on his own. Add love. Consumer products should be designed for easy assembly and disassembly, since regular, maybe non-engineering types like Alex will be in control of most of their product. Engineers could even begin to design their products such that modifications and updates can be made to hardware parts, as well as firmware or software. This way, Max has a longer life cycle, and Alex has put in enough love and dedication to Max that he values Max as more than just a plastic toy. They're friends. Dear designers and engineers, it is up to you to wield the power of 3D printing in the future in a meaningful way. Now that manufacturing is easy as pressing play, we need to remember that products should be more than just shells of realized desire. 3D printing is here, and we need to steer our humanity away from the throne of things. Add love into all of your products. You see, 3D printing is not about the technology. There is a small victory in shipping impacts, but could cause more consumption than less. The machines are currently not more efficient than factories which turn out thousands of products a minute. But if we utilize the ability to build previously impossible geometry, we can design parts that are easy to build, easy to fix, and easy to recycle. Here's the coolest bit. 3D printing transforms a consumer into a person. Building strong, meaningful relationships between the product and the person will ultimately build products that grow with their user. It's about love.